Move the chair a little bit here. God. It's not because we were chanting that the rain comes. I think this is Radharani's mercy. We are 6 more days. Yes? 6 more days before Radhastami, the divine appearance of the eternal concert of Lord Krishna. It says that without Radharani there is no Krishna. And Raghunath Das Goswami was saying that I will go to the place where Radharani is. Even if Krishna is not there, I will go. But if Radharani is not there, then I will not go. That's the mood of our Acharyas. And today, we'll be reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Very special chapter. Adi-lila, chapter 4, the confidential reasons for the Lord's appearance. The whole chapter explains the reasons why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the mood of Srimati Radharani, Radha-bhāva. And also the mood, it's not just the mood of Srimati Radharani that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came as a devotee. His caller also is Radha Juti. He called her Gaurangi. Then it became Gauranga. The reading starting from text 125. Is that correct? Huh? I was told to, yes. I don't have enough light. very difficult for me to read, but we will try. So this is a series of slokas, and most of them don't have purports. So we will read up to text 135. Jai. Haribo. More. Let me see if I can use my flashlight here. Jai Jai Śrī Caitanya Jai Nityananda. Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Śrī Caitanya Jai Nityananda. Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Śrī Caitanya Jai Nityananda. Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Kasmat Vrinde Priya Sake Hari Padamulat Kutaso. Kundarange Kim Iha Kurute Nicho Siksham Guruka. Tvam Murti Pratitaru Latam Vidikshu Spurande. Saila Shivu Sailo Shibha Brahmati Paritunatayanti Swapaschat. Translation. O my Lord, friend Vrinda, where are you coming from? I am coming from the feet of Sri Hari. Where is he? In the forest and the bank of Radhakunda. What is he doing there? He is learning dancing. Who is his master? Your image, Radha, revealing itself in every tree and creeper, in every direction, is roaming like a skillful dancer, making him dance behind. Purport. This text is from the Govinda Lila chapter 8, text 77 of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So here, Kaviraj Goswami is quoting his own book, Govinda Lilamrita, from the same book that he is reciting, Chaitanya Charitamrita. The verse explains about Radharani's asking Vrinda Devi, where is she coming from? And she said that, oh, I just came from the forest and the bank of Radhakund. And what is he doing there? Because Radharani, she is very interested in what Krishna is doing. And because even though Radharani is not there, everyone following in her footsteps, they became inanimate. They're dancing. The trees, the birds, the plants, the animals. And Krishna is also following in their footsteps. So who is the guru of Krishna when in terms of dancing? Yes. We continue to read. It's very deep here. We don't usually talk about these subject matters, but somehow the occasion addressed to, and is very appropriate since we are going to observe Srimati Radharani's appearance day in a few days' time. So we shall hear about the mood of Srimati Radharani. Next text. Nija premaspade morahaya ye alada. Tahate koti guna radha premaspatha. Whatever pleasure I get from tasting my love for Srimati Radharani, she tastes 10 million times more than me by her love. So who's speaking here? Krishna. It says also here in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that there is a competition between the gopis and Lord Krishna. Whenever the gopis sees the beauty of Lord Krishna, their beauty also increases. And then when the gopis' beauty increases, Krishna's beauty goes back and forth. So whose beauty increases far more? Krishna or the gopis? The gopis. Especially headed by Srimati Radharani. How many times? 10 million times. This is just a matter of speech, but how can we measure 10 million? What's 10 million? 1 crore? Huh? Is it? There's not a lot of crore parties in India, right? Lakh parties, we have many. So we can just imagine and we just appreciate the beauty of Srimati Radharani compared to Lord Krishna. Krishna being all attractive, but Krishna is attracted to Radharani's beauty. That's why Radharani's name, one of the names of Radharani is Madan Mohan Mohini. Krishna is the one who attracts Cupid. Cupid attracts everyone in the material world. To attract from one person to another person, to the opposite sex. Cupid, when he shoots his arrows to you, you're finished. You'll be attracted to the opposite sex. It's why it's called lust. Kama. Kama denu. Yes? Cupid? Or yes, Cupid. Like on Valentine's Day, you've seen a Cupid with an arrow and a bow? Huh? That is a symbol. But Krishna attracts Cupid. But Radharani attracts Krishna. Ami aiche paraspara virudha dharmatraya Radha. Okay, go ahead. Everybody together. Ami aiche paraspara virudha dharmastraya. Radha prema taiche sada virudha dharma maya. Just as I am the abode of all the mutually contradictory characteristics, so Radha's love is always full of similar contradictions. Next text. We will further explain this series of verses. Radha prema vibhuyara vadite nahitani tatapi shikshana shani badai sadhai. Radha's love is all-pervading, leaving no room for expansion. But still it is expanding constantly. Text 129. Yahavai iguru vastu nahi sunischita tatapi gurura dharma gora rabha varjita. By the way, Gaurava Varjita means devoid of pride. That's the meaning of Gaura Varjita. There is certainly nothing greater than her love, but her love is devoid of pride. That is a sign of its greatness. So no one pleases Krishna the most. No one's love is greater than Radharani. But still, she is very humble. She's not a show-off. She doesn't say, oh, I did this, I did that, I did many, many things. No. She will do her service towards Lord Kṛṣṇa, sometimes even without knowing by others. We should follow in that footsteps, isn't it? I know some devotees, they're very quiet, they will do their service very nicely, and they will not proclaim to the whole world that I did this and I did that. Sometimes also when devotees, they will give donations, they will say, hey Maharaj, please make sure that my donation is announced. Okay, that's good. Because we do that in Vrindavan. Nowhere else in the world donation is being announced. But I told him, you know what? If your name is not mentioned, you get more credit. You get more punya. Oh, really? The next time again, the devotee will say, hey, make sure that my donation is mentioned again. So that's fine. That is his choice. Yahaite sunirmala dvitiya nahi ara Tatapi sarvada vamya vakra vyavahara. Nothing is purer than her love, but his behavior is always perverse and crooked. So this is when Srila Prabhupada was walking Boston, because Prabhupada arrived in Boston almost 60 years ago. And we were invited, Shruti Prabhu and I were invited to participate in that festival very soon. He was walking and there's a sign under the bridge. It says, unalloyed steel. Unalloyed steel. Unalloyed means no taint of any mixture. So this is where Prabhupada mentions unalloyed devotional service. There's no tinge for one's gain, either for one's wealth. Caitanya Mahaprabhu mentions this, Nadanam na janam na sundarim kavitam vadagati samaya. Yes, I don't want any followers and attraction to the opposite sex. I only want your devotional service birth after birth. So yes, but its behavior is always perverse and crooked. Now, this is not a defect. In the material world, being a crooked person means being duplicitous. Uh, in front of you, he will say something, and then when you turn your back, his intention will be different. This crookedness or perverse is what you call alankar. Alankar means ornament that makes the love becomes more deeper, more intense. Sometimes this is present also in the mundane platform between the husband and the wife. Sometimes the wife will do something that will seemingly not proper, but then the husband will become more attached to the wife, or the husband will do something which is improper, but then because they have love, certain extent, then the wife's love towards the husband becomes more intense. That's confirmed. Bibhurapi kalayan sada vidhum Gurur api gaurava charyaya vihina Muhur upachita vakrimapi shudho Jayati muradvisi radhika nuraga All glory is to Radha's love for Krishna, the enemy of the demon Mura. Although it is all-pervading, it tends to increase at every moment. Although it is important, it is devoid of pride. And although it is pure, it is always beset with duplicity. Purport. This is a verse from Danakeli Kaumudi of Srila Rupa Goswami. This pastime of Danakeli Kaumudi is pastime of Nandagram. There's a place, Taxpain. Is it Varsana? Yes, that place where it's like Shankarikor. Dinabandhu Prabhu would always bring us over there. Very difficult to walk, and that's the pastime whereby the gopis will say to Krishna, now you have to pay tax. Or Krishna will say, now you have to pay the tax. There's an exchange. Say pramara shiradika paran. Hold on. It's very difficult for me to read. Say premara shiradika parama Āśraya. Say premara amiha iya gibala visaya. Śrī Radhika is the highest abode of that love, and I am its only object. So there are two words here. We will explain a little bit more later. Āśraya and Vishaya. Āśraya, topmost, is Śrīmati Radharani. She is the abode. She is the receptacle of love of Krishna. And Vishaya means the object of love. That means Krishna. So in a sense, we are all minute abode or receptacle of Krishna's love. In its pure form, the soul is a receptacle of Krishna's love. And this is one of the reasons why Lord Krishna came. He's not able to taste that what is the love that Srimati Radharani relishes, feels about me. A good example, it's not perfect, it's like the sugar cannot taste its sweetness. Sugar is sweet, yes? But the sugar itself cannot taste the sweetness. So that's why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in that mood of Radharani as a devotee, because Radharani also, she is the topmost devotee. Next text, 133. Visaya jatiya shuka amara ashpada Amahaite koti guna asrayera alada. I taste the bliss to which the object of love is entitled, but the pleasure of Radha, the abode of that love, is 10 million times greater. Āśraya jatiya shuka paiti mandaya yatne aspadite nareke kare upaya. My mind races to taste the pleasure experienced by the abode, but I cannot taste it, even by my best efforts. How may I taste it? Text 135. Kabuyade e premara haiya asraya. Tabe e premanandira anubhavahaya. If sometimes I can be the abode of that love, only then may I taste its joy. Purport. Visaya and Āśraya are two significant words relating to the reciprocation between Kṛṣṇa and his devotee. The devotee is called the Āśraya, and his beloved Kṛṣṇa is the Visaya. Different ingredients are involved in the exchange of love between the Āśraya and Visaya, which are known as Vaibhava, Anubhava, Sattvika, and Vyabhichari. Vaibhava is divided into two categories, Alambana and Udipana. Alambana may be further divided into Āśraya and Visaya. In the loving affairs of Radha and Kṛṣṇa, Radharani is the Āśraya feature and Kṛṣṇa the Visaya. The transcendental consciousness of the Lord tells him, I am Kṛṣṇa, and I experience pleasure as the Visaya. The pleasure enjoyed by Radharani, the Āśraya, is many times greater than the pleasure I feel. Therefore, to feel the pleasure of the Āśraya category, Lord Kṛṣṇa appeared as Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna. There's so many technical words in the purport, but we will concentrate more in this Āśraya and Visaya. We'll try to summarize the verses that we just read, starting from the text 125. Radha relishes Krishna's love. Her love towards Krishna is far greater. So this is the Āśraya and Vishaya. As we've heard, Āśraya is the abode and Vishaya means the object of love. So in some pastimes, by the acharyas, especially in the rasa dance, when the intensity of the love towards Krishna by the gopis, Krishna says, I cannot repay you, even in a lifetime of Brahma. That's from the Śrīmad Bhagavatam. So here, even Lord Krishna himself acknowledged the superiority of the love of the gopis towards himself far greater than anybody else. And he cannot repay this back. Krishna conquers everyone, but he is conquered by his devotees, especially by the love of his devotees. Uddhava's astonishment. Krishna sent Uddhava to Vrindavan. Uddhava, being very learned, it's more of, yes, there is bhakti there, but it's not the same as the level of the bhakti of the gopis. Is more of in the Gyan platform. So he sent Uddhava to see and observe the gopis, how their love exceeds anybody else. That he himself, he prays that, may I become a creeper. Creeper in Vrindavan. So when we go parikrama, Uddhava Kund, yes, the opposite side of Kusuma Sarovar, so that when the Brajavasis, especially the gopis, when they pass through, then the dust is being created and touch their feet, also may touch my head. This is how he ultimately realized that the gopis, the dust from the gopis' lotus feet is far superior than anybody else. Now, we were giving a class in Faridabad the other day, the importance of the dust, lotus feet of Vaishnava. They are the medium whereby we can receive the dust coming from the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, because we cannot get directly the lotus feet dust of Lord Krishna. And we always meditate on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So following in the footsteps, Anu Sharana, we cannot imitate the Vaishnavas, topmost Vaishnavas, advanced devotees of the Supreme Lord, but we can follow in their footsteps, Anu Sharana, by following their instructions, taking the dust from the lotus feet of the spiritual master or very advanced devotees means following their instructions, following in their footsteps to attain love of God. So Uddhava is like this. Mahaprabhu's coming in the Adi Lila, yes, where we are right now, chapter 4, text 135. If I become the Āśraya of that love, I can taste its joy. So this is the confidential reason why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, not just to establish the Yuga Dharma, the Sankirtan, chanting of the holy name of the Lord, congregational chanting, but specifically if we are engaged wholeheartedly, without any agenda for ourselves in the Sankirtan mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whom Srila Prabhupada, the topmost devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who spreads Krishna consciousness in every town and village all over the world, then we can be also engaged, and we will be able to also taste even a drop of the love of Radharani towards Krishna. Because ultimately, we're all small particles of that Āśraya. The ultimate, supermost beloved of Lord Krishna is Srimati Radharani, the abode, the receptacle. So we should pray like that, that even a drop of the love of Radharani towards Krishna, we may be able to assimilate. And that, the test of how we are actually assimilating it is that we're preaching, book distribution, engage in Sankirtan Yagya, chanting the holy names of the Lord, and prasadam distribution. So, in text 127 and 130, this pure, unalloyed love of Srimati Radharani, she has the topmost love. That's why it says, it's like when one attains love of Krishna, prema, is still there at different levels, hierarchy, and it goes up to Mahabhava. And she is the only one who experienced this Mahabhava. Radha's love is absolutely pure, only for Krishna's pleasure. Yet it expresses man. Man is very sweet, but indirect contrariness, some kind of externally it is not direct, crooked. In Vrindavan everything is crooked because Krishna is also crooked. Tribhanga form. So according to Rupa Goswami, who explained in his book Ujjvala Nilamani, manha is an ornament of prema, as we mentioned earlier, alankara. And this Dana Keli, the tall pastimes in Varshana. Yes. Crooked. They're crooked arguments. They're going back and forth. But it is pure. And they experience the joy whenever they will talk with each other. It is not the verbal fight. It seems to be like verbal fight. It's very, very sweet. It's very joyful. There's resistance between two parties, between Krishna and the Gopas and Radharani and the Gopis. In the Vidagdha Madhava, Rupa Goswami dramatizes Radha's loving sulkiness. When Krishna is late or teases her, that crookedness forces Krishna to beg, decorate her feet, or compose pacifying verses. And thus rasa again increases more and more between the two of them. Sometimes when Krishna is late, then Radha will tell her confidences that don't let Krishna come in. But actually, she will say, "Oh, I don't want to talk to you." But again, why she keep talking about Krishna? That means she cannot take away Krishna for a moment away from her mind. And this is what we call Krishna consciousness. So when we come to that platform, that is the goal, to always remember Krishna and never forget him. Text 129 and 131. Radha's prema, love, is the greatest. However, she doesn't consider her own being more important than Krishna. This is the excellence, the true excellence of her devotion. And we cannot do this artificially, because we're still on the platform of being a conditioned soul. We usually want to put ourselves in the front. In genuine bhakti, a devotee can be behind, but that devotee can have the greatest love for Krishna. Remember that story of that elderly lady in Jagannath Puri? She's behind the Garuda Stamba. We had the fortune to enter Jagannath Puri temple. However, I don't think I want to do it again because it's very dangerous. If you're non-Hindu, you may be beaten up. So that story tells us that she has so much love, that elderly lady, towards Lord Jagannath. And somehow or other, she wanted to have darshan of Lord Jagannath. When we entered Lord Jagannath temple, it was so dark. Maybe there's only one light bulb. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there also. He would always stand near Garuda Stamba. It's right near the back of the darshan mandapa. And the elderly lady, somehow, out of her excitement, she climbed on the shoulder of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And other associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was stopping her. No, this is not proper. You're going on the shoulder of the Lord. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped. Just, no. I wish I have the same intensity of love towards Krishna. This is just an example. In the Srimad Bhagavatam also, the gopis their love is so great towards Lord Krishna, being servants of Lord Krishna. Uddhava bows down that they never advertise their sacrifice. This is what I call self-forgetful service. One can do service to Krishna, but acknowledgement only Krishna knows. That's good enough. The whole world doesn't have to know what one is doing. In Ratha Yatra, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, she embodies Radha. His kirtan is so great. He's present in all the 4 kirtan groups. And only King Prataparudra can see this. He would say, bring the Lord of my life back to Vrindavan. This is the greatest love that one can ask for, nothing else. So because of our false ego, we still have that. Maybe some of you, they don't have any more false ego. Our real ego is that I am a servant of Lord Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Master, and my only pleasure is his pleasure. Not that my pleasure first and after Krishna, or others' pleasure, then Krishna. No. Ever increasing intensity is what you call anuragha. Even though the love seems to be stationary, but again, every time that they want to serve Lord Krishna, it is always increasing. Ever fresh and ever expanding. This is what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in the Sikshastakam. Actually, the Sikshastaka prayers which we recite every day in all the ISKCON temples practically is the mood of Srimati Radharani. We should not minimize, we should not take it for granted. Oh, I know this already, okay. Let me go and chant my rounds immediately, try to finish my rounds. No. When we do our rounds, we should have this mood of being an Āśraya, not not the object of love. So there is what you call Samboga and Vipralamba. That means union and separation. So it is a cycle: union, separation, union, separation, union, separation. And when it comes to separation, it heightens up the time when you're about to meet your object of love. It heightens. So in our teachings, in our Siddhanta, that separation is more realizable, because once you meet the object of love, then you become so happy. Even before, I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to meet my spiritual master, I'm going to meet that very advanced devotee, I'm going to meet Kṛṣṇa one day. That heightens our love. It's like we're looking forward of seeing that moment, the time, and it's very difficult to explain because we don't have much experience, most of us, but that is the teachings of the Goswamis. In the Gopi Gita, each verse is a new facet of remembrance. The flute, the voice, the smile, the walking, showing how love has so much details and never exhausts Krishna's charm. So why these contradictions are the highest? From Bhaktira Samhita Sindhu and Ujjvala Nilamani, it explains that rasa ripens when seemingly opposite bhavas or emotion coexist without mutual obstruction. Like sweetness sharpened by a hint of sour. We can appreciate the sweetness if we have a little taste of sourness. Is that true? It's like in West Bengal, when they offer or serve you prasad, which is the last? Chutney. I can figure out why chutney. I want chutney now. I have samosa here. Yeah? Why is it that of course, in Gujarat, they serve sweet first. I've heard of that. I have never been to Gujarat. How many of you have been to Gujarat? Is that the way? Rupanoga Bhakta Prabhu? Sweet in every item. So other sweet. So how can you distinguish which is the sweetest one? It's very difficult, isn't it? But when you in West Bengal, what did they give you first? Bitter, Kerala. Yeah? So that you'll be able to relish the sweetness in the end. So the love between Kṛṣṇa and Radharani is like that. It seems to be like crooked. There is some kind of a duplicity, but that only heightens the love when it comes to union. It's very important to understand. So in Bhakti, there is also time that we will be tested. The more we advance in devotional service, then the more Kṛṣṇa will test us. And we should be able to pass that test, because ultimately our destiny is to love Kṛṣṇa. We should not be discouraged. If some test will be there, we should continue on, because ultimately, yes, love is there within everyone's heart. Oh, the higher the prema, the lower the ego. So we should test ourselves. If my love for Krishna is developing by appreciating the devotees. This is number one criteria. We should be very, very happy to serve the Vaishnavas. I know some devotees, they don't, I don't want to serve him. I don't want to serve the Vaishnavas. Or one time we have one devotee here, he will go directly to Radharani. He doesn't want to accept any guru. So our love for Krishna can be shown how we follow the instructions from the spiritual master and other Vaishnavas. It's like an opportunity given to us to serve the Vaishnavas. How can we serve Krishna? How can we develop love for Krishna if we don't have love for Krishna's devotees? We repeated this many times. Yes? Krishna says, one who says he's my devotee is not my devotee, but one who says he's a devotee of my devotee, then he is my devotee. So by serving Srila Prabhupada's mission, we are here. That's why we are here. We want to go back home, back to Godhead, and how we can develop this, following in the footsteps of the inhabitants of Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, they're pushing each other to get closer to Krishna. This is the mood of the gopis, by the way. But the gopas know. What is the mood of the gopas? They want to go immediately towards the Krishna. But that is in a different mood. Sakyaras. So yes, the higher the prema, the lower the ego. And how can you tell that the devotee is actually developing love for Krishna? You can see in his character, how he speaks, how is he act, how is he interact with other devotees. Sometimes devotees will say, oh, I don't like this devotee. How can that be? Oh, I don't like him. No, I don't want to speak with him. There you go. Oh, again. So, have you heard some devotees like that? No, you should not be. We should develop love for everyone. We should like everyone. It's like there's a saying in the Christians hate the sin, not the sinner. Because of the conditioned state, you may not like the way he acts, but you should be more understanding, you should be compassionate, and you should also understand that I was like that before. So, I was in the same position before. So let me now try to develop love for the devotees, then I will develop love for Krishna. It's a very deep topic. We're just scratching the surface, and there's so much more to say into this. We wish that for the next few days we'll be able to talk more about this purpose of why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. Yes? But we stop here now, if there is any question or comments. Yes, my dear Prabhu.
So it seems that Prabhupada mood is one of preaching and saving the conditioned souls. And that mood
he embodied.
He wanted the devotees to take up that same mood of the importance of book distribution, meaning that Krishna is present in his books, and by having that intense desire to please the spiritual master by distributing books, it's an exhibition, a little bit of a drop of a reflection of love and Krishna. And it helps that mood to help one to also become more enthusiastic in his own devotional service.
Yes.
So, and the key factor that Prabhupada wanted that devotees are enthusiastic to spread Krishna consciousness, and your own Krishna consciousness will spread.
Yes.
So since we're near Mother Purnima, like the encourage the devotees to think that by giving out or by distributing books, meeting people, and then, having an opportunity to give Prabhupada's books, you make Guru happy, Krishna happy, and you become happy.
Right. Chant and be happy, give Krishna and be happy. That's very true. We're not Bhajananandis. We are what? Gostianandi. The Gostianandis are the best Bhajananandi. They do their own bhajans, but then not just for themselves. Gostianandi means you give, you share. So we should pray to Srimati Radharani that somehow we also become an instrument. Be also having that drop of love that she has towards Krishna in order for us to share whatever particles of one drop of her love to others by distributing Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. I saw the other day there were 2 kids here, it's like these kids, and they were selling me books. They probably didn't know me. They're probably from outside. I don't know how they get these small books. And she told me first, 50 rupees. I says, what? Is this what, the small? And then she says, this is too much. Okay, 40 rupees. But then there's another girl with her. And she told me, free. What, free? And then the other girl, the first girl, she told me, okay, 10 rupees. So, marathon is not only in December. We are engaged in an eternal marathon to spread Krishna consciousness. And what better place we have more than anywhere else in the world. People come here to get Krishna. We don't have to go outside to give Krishna. Very interesting. Thank you. Any other points? Yes?
Just a comment, Maharaj. As early as 1972, Prabhupada was stressing to his managers that they should do exactly like he was doing, so that he can concentrate on translating his books.
Yes.
So always over the years, from 1970 on, he was always trying to set things up so that he didn't have to manage. Of course, we can understand he did.
Yes.
But that was always the foremost thing on his mind, was to translate as much as possible so that he could give us Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya.
Right. Yes. Thank you very much. Mataji, she has a comment or question.
Hi Krishna, thank you for the class, Maharaj. Just had a question that when you find it really hard to distribute books, like the books are not going out, how do we still understand that we're distributing Srimati Radharani's love? Because it's easy to understand when the books are going out, you feel like one takes something out, but
Okay, understood. When you try to distribute book to a person, you pray to the Paramatma. You pray to the Paramatma within the body of that person to please make her or make him accept this book. Our mood is that we'd like to give as much as possible Krishna to others. So this is Radharani's mood also. In serving Krishna, he shares the services to others. So our mood, yes, let me try. We should expect more no's than yes. Maybe we can ask Radhakund Mataji, what is her mood when she distributes Prabhupada's books? Yes, there you go. We can learn from Mother Radhakund. She's been distributing books since time immemorial. Oh, I didn't say that you're not that young also. Go ahead. Who turned it off? Hare Krishna. Yes.
In a dream, Śrī Caitanya showed me that if you give Kṛṣṇa with the books, they just fly out. So this is what I do. I have this Āśraya, this little white sleeve, and put that in on top of that, I get the book. And they can't say no.
Of course.
It's every person takes a book.
And you know what? How you can distribute more books than that? When Harinam is there, prasadam distribution and book distribution all together, books will fly out. More and more, like hotcakes. So we have prasadam distribution.
One book is after a whole day of effort, one book.
Yeah, he was so proud. He was so proud of his disciple who, by the end of the day, trying his very best, but only distributed one book. So proud. That is success. Yes.
This message really works.
Huh?
This message really works for the shot and the book. Every person takes a book.
Yes. Actually, it doesn't matter how much distribution of books you did in that day. What Kṛṣṇa is saying is your effort, your endeavor. That is what counts. Understood? The efforts, that how you wish that a conditioned soul will take up the book, that matters the most. And if they receive a book from you, all glorious. It increases more. You understand now? It is not how many books. Of course, how many books is good. But then, again, by the end of the day, if you distributed, the most books and you became so proud, hey, that's why here in Vrindavan, we don't say how many books each devotee will distribute. We just combine all the books distributed by each department to curtail the false ego. And that is our number one enemy. Radharani, no ego. Her ego is only to be the servant of Kṛṣṇa. Okay? Srila Prabhupada K. Hidaya Go Shikana Primanande. Hari Om Tat Sat. Dhanyavad.